welcome, Marisa and Isa. And thank you so much for joining me today on We Connect podcast, where we talk about
Yes.
where we talk about health and wellness and mental health and how we can, improve on our health and wellness and mental health. And I think that you guys had some things that you were going to share with us today, regarding like health and energy and some of the things that you like to do, and that you would like to recommend listeners do as well, to help with improving their own energy levels and health and wellness. Let's hear a little bit about you guys, and these wonderful products that you want to share with all of us.
Well, Amy, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this opportunity and for this platform to be able to share. And I love all that you're doing to inspire and connect people that are open to receiving and getting healthier and better in life. And your whole mood connect, movement that you're doing, and just really being a conscious human being on this planet. So I just want to say thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here and for, sharing your own experiences and for being a part of it. Much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. So, I'll let Isa share a little bit about herself, but I wanted to share a little bit more, and I couldn't find where this is, but that's okay. I can tap into all of that later. But my name is Marisa Maggio Harrelson, and I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Isa Dinerman is in Prescott, Arizona. And we are both very passionate about health and wellness. Isa owned some organic skincare companies in Prescott and in Flagstaff. And she's an anti-gravity yoga teacher. I'll let her tell her more about her story, but I just want to give you an idea of, we're all about connecting people, being more mindful. And then also, health begins at the cellular level. So I worked in television news for most of my adult career. And I've been out of it for quite a long time. Maybe I got to start reevaluating that. I might be a free range human now longer than I have worked in TV news, but not quite. But I prefer where I am today in my life because it's all about helping people and helping myself and my family, my kids. I have two adult young children, 18 and 21, and I'm married to a wonderful man of almost 23 years. And that came the second time around. So there's hope, girls and boys, or whoever your partner is, to find that right person for you in your life. And I think, health begins with the attitude of, do we want to be healthy? I think a lot of times, Amy and Isa, if you agree with me, a lot of times people identify who they are with their illness. And when they do that, then I believe it's just going to stay there. And it's going to be your life journey. That will be this lifetime's experience. But if we become truly conscious of what we are capable of and the power that we have inside of ourselves, that is the biggest health gift that you can possibly have. So biohacking the mind, I am a biohacker and I'm proud of it. And we are biohackers. And what does that mean? It just means taking control of our own biology, being aware, taking control of our cognitive and health functions, what we think about, what we feel, what we dream, And so when I was introduced to this incredible company, and that, several years ago, I teach yoga and meditation now. So I don't work in TV news, but I'm able to share my gifts and my knowledge of what I know out to the world because of this beautiful platform and technology that we have, that sometimes we curse, but at the same time, we're able to be very powerful with it and not get sucked into the vortex of negativity. And so really that is my power, my power. My superpower on this earth is to be joyful, is to share joy and to share good health.
I love
And
that. I love that so much. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
we all have our story, right? We all have a story. And so many of us come from whatever, I didn't grow up in a perfect household. My story, and I'm going to share that because I think it's really important that people understand the story of what brought me here. Because I'm
Mm,
not just this person here giving you all this information about products that are going to change your life. And it's not about selling you anything. I share what I love. I'm sharing celery juice. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This is my green juice. This is what I know.
that's
That,
right. It is St. Patrick's Day. My goodness. Well,
Hmm.
wonderful. Yeah, you know what? Cheers to you. I have some celery juice also. I'm gonna have to like drink a nice hefty glass of that very soon.
you know,
Yeah.
and he said, I don't know about you, but I did not love the taste of this. It's kind of salty, but now I really like it, right? So you just kind of have to get used to it. But when you really understand the health benefits, this is called biohacking, you guys. This
Mm,
is biohacking, and I'm sharing this with you because I think it's really important that people understand they have to get healthier. Like I'm not going to get into the vaccine issue, but you can take control. You can be a healthier you so that if something were to happen to you, unfortunately, you're going to be strong enough. But people who have compromised immune systems right now, you
mm,
are a perfect target for this virus
mm, mm,
because this virus feeds on people whose gut health is not healthy, whose mitochondria is not healthy, who's compromised, unfortunately.
mm.
So my superpower is to be strong. Thank God I've been healthy during this whole pandemic. But I also, I'm not saying I can't get it, but I really feel like I have a shield over me. Like that is my energy, and that's what I'm putting out. And we know that where energy goes, energy flows, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like health and wellness, it's an all-encompassing kind of thing. And I agree with you so much in what you were saying about identifying with your illness, that you are your illness, then that will be like a continuing kind of path until you break that belief. I have a friend who she has a compromised immuno
Immune system, a
yeah,
compromised immune system.
and and she she for a long time she identified with that, and she was just always waiting to get better, so she could be stronger and healthier to do the things she wanted to do. And suddenly she just realized, like, oh, I should just do the things I want to do with my life. And then it made her feel better, doing the things that she wanted to do with her life, and uh, uh, reclaiming her strength. And actually, that person that I'm talking about, she's going to be a future guest on this show, Alexa Rose Carlin. Amazing, amazing woman. I found her recently at a women's summit. I learned about her and her story. So I encourage you to like, look her up. She's really amazing person, just like the two of you. I mean, really like such an incredibly inspiring story. And so yeah, I agree with that so much. I mean, a lot of times when people have chronic illnesses and diseases, it hurts them to hear that, like, oh, it's all in your head. But you know for, to a large degree it can, a lot of the illness can reside in our own thoughts, in how we identify with ourselves, and the choices that we make. Yeah. So anyway, I'd love to hear more about your, your journey and your story. Um, you know, um, how is it? How have you felt in this journey from being a working person, in broadcast news, and then making that kind of journey, that step into being an entrepreneur? I mean, basically, like that's what the role that you have taken on, right? As being women entrepreneurs, and just entrepreneurs in general. Like, how did that feel when you made that transition?
Everything leads into this moment, and we don't realize that at the time, right? I remember being scared to death leaving television news. Like, oh my gosh, here I am. I make a good salary. But I have these two little kids, and I didn't own my time, and they owned my holidays and my weekends. And, you're just on call all the time. And I knew that as an older mom, I didn't have children till late because I was that career gal. I was like, that there was an interim period, but that was the growth period. So it's almost like, they say the other side of the door, there's always something that on the other side of the door, but it's the hallway. It's that hallway experience that actually is where you get to hear and where you get to maybe evolve if you start getting present and start really listening. And that's why meditation is so important. That's one of my other biohacking tools that don't cost you a thing, you guys. But for you to sit your butt down and to just get quiet and listen, because it's the times we get quiet that we really do hear the whispers that can guide us. And so there was a flip, 10 years ago, even though I'd been out of news for a while, even 10 years ago, because I had always been into health and wellness, and even in TV news, I had a health beat. I became a yoga instructor. And because of that evolution, other things evolve, just like what we're going to talk about in a little bit about the products. It's the evolution of activation, not supplementation, the evolution of activating your genetic makeup, your aging code, the DNA. And that's what's so extraordinary. So all of that led to this moment. Had I not been a yoga teacher, had I not overheard a conversation at the yoga studio, I probably would not have heard about this, because I'm a pioneer now. This is what I was meant to be. This is who I was meant to be on this planet, to help people. And I mean, I can tell you my phone has blown up today, and absolutely blown up. Let me just share this. God bless you. Bless you, bless you.
Yeah.
So here's something. This is from a doctor, an eye surgeon who is in our business, in Issa's and my business, this beautiful nutrigenomic company. She just got this from a dad of one of my parents of very severely autistic children. Never heard him speak before. Hello, Dr. So-and-so. He's doing really great. He's speaking 3+ word sentences, repeating what people are saying to him, goes over his alphabet and numerals after school, seems to be a favorite pastime for him. He actually knows when the supplements, they're not supplements, they're activators, but people call them supplements, are not in his cereal. That's how they get it in him. He's 7 years old, and he will ask for them and wait to eat till it's done. Thank you so much for your help.
Wow.
This is why we do what we do.
That's so amazing. Isa, I wanted to hear from you, like what some of your experience has been as well, with being a woman entrepreneur, and a little bit about like what your, past history has been, like in your life, how it's changed your life as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. I love that. This is so inspiring, just to be able to have a platform like this, Amy, to bring to people. So thank you. You're a light bringer. I've worked in the beauty industry for many years. Yes, hearts for that. Hearts for the light bringer. Yes, we need more of those, Amy. So yes. I'd worked in the beauty industry for many years. I came from a history of international business when I lived in New York, and when I relocated out to Prescott, I'd had a lot of health issues as well. And one of the major surgeries that I had left me hearing impaired. It was a brain tumor, and so getting back to life as it was difficult for me with some of the shifts, right? And I decided to go into aesthetics because I thought I can create beauty around me. I've always loved that. And I can create beauty. I can create a serene environment. And so that's what I did. I opened up a boutique here, very successful boutique here in Prescott for it was about 13 years. And then I opened up a location in Flagstaff. And just, looking back at how the beauty industry has evolved, I'm so happy to see practitioners that are now looking at addressing aging, estheticians, right? But addressing the aging, the external signs of aging from a cellular level, how they manifest externally, and addressing it at a cellular level instead of, really aesthetics used to be just what we see, right? And I think back to when I used to work on a lot of teens and working with acne issues, and even, women, middle-aged women with hormonal acne issues, and what we know now about gut health and how we can address that, and diet and juicing and, movement and all of these things and how they contribute. So it's not just like everything in life, Amy, nothing is just at face value. There's so much more if you're open, like Marisa said, to looking. So I love that this has been a platform for me to transition into after I sold my stores. I became a mom at about 42 years old, and decided I didn't want the confinement really, or the limitations of the brick and mortar. And I can't express adequately how grateful I am that I made that decision to an online platform, simply because, of what we have, what we're going to share with you and your viewers, what we have, and just a way to get it out to more people in the world, and not waiting for people to find me at my shop, and able to change their lives. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time.
Gosh, yeah, it sure is. Everything being done, online, remotely, so that it's so accessible to so many people, no matter where they are. So yeah, let's hear a little bit about, these amazing products that you have and that that you like to share with everyone. And thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your stories as being, women in this business field, in this world, and, and your experiences in navigating through, this kind of territory, and having the ability and the strength and the knowledge to share your thoughts around health and wellness, and and just all these wonderful ideas. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let's hear about it. I'd love to.
Okay, Isa, you want to go first? You want me to go? Or...
You go ahead, Marisa, and then I'll segue in with the skin.
So I never thought of myself as an entrepreneur. I grew up in Kentucky, the youngest of 5 kids. Our family was a lack of abundant mindset when it came to money. My father was not an entrepreneur. He was a CPA controller, corporate guy, wonderful father that provided for us, but there was a lot of limitations and a lot of that negativity talk. It took a lifetime until like 10 years ago to understand that I could actually flip that switch, that mindset. Even though I've worked and had a career in television news, and I've always had great work ethic, there was always this mentality of, is there going to be enough? Is there going to be enough? When we get older, I'm an older mom. So when this platform came my way to own my own home-based business that I virtually didn't have to stock product, but that I knew I could get behind it because of the science. This wasn't a skincare company that's just any skincare company or a jewelry party. This was a medical breakthrough. That's this activation, like our main product, Protandim Nerf2, that activates this pathway, NRF2, that top universities, researchers from all over the world are saying that NRF2 activation may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine.
Wow.
Now, think about that. Think about this. We are pioneering this technology. We have the first NRF2 activator in the world, and it's natural, 5 Ayurvedic plants. synergistically working to flip on this switch, to eliminate 1 million free radicals, to help your body eliminate its own antioxidant, and to flip on those genes that, so your body is eliminating 1 million free radicals per second, every second, scientifically proven. When I saw the science on pubmed.gov on this little yellow pill, I was blown away. And at the time, I think there were maybe 10 studies. Now there's 31 clinical peer-reviewed studies, American Heart Association, Harvard. So when people, you asked me this question because I think it's really important. How did I get on this journey and what did I have to learn? This is a personal growth journey with a paycheck, becoming an entrepreneur. It is truly how you can serve and how you can be a better human being, how you can be a better from your home while you're raising your children, right?
Yeah.
So like we are moms, we have to attend to our children's needs. Just like Scarlett was asking her mom a question and her mom is saying, hey, I'm on this live podcast, right? So you have a 3-year-old daughter. There's nothing greater in the entire world than being a mother, than to have these children. And that I waited for a long time. I was 38 and 41 when I had my children. So I waited a long time to have kids and I wanted to give them everything. When this opportunity came my way and I knew it was in alignment with my human spirit on what I teach about health and wellness, like I am helping people nurture their cells. And that's where it all starts. That's where inflammation starts. That's where mitochondria decline starts. That in itself affects every issue in the world, every health issue. If you don't have healthy mitochondria, if you don't have a healthy gut, if you aren't activating your NRF2 pathway, and I could drink 75 glasses of wine in one day and I'll activate my NRF2 pathway, but I'm going to have a really bad liver, right? Mm-hmm. So it's just something that, I got in alignment with. And when I saw this and I saw the science, I knew I was going to share it, just like I was sharing the celery juice with you. But I knew that I could earn some income. Wow, that might pay for my product. That's maybe all people want to do. But I saw a way to break free of the shackles of financial stress that had plagued me my entire life. And I went to work, I rolled up my sleeves, and I locked arms with mentors who were successful. Because we are the average of the 5 people we hang out with. So there are certain things that had to go away in order for me to be able to have the mindset, just like a doctor going to med school. Do you think a doctor's playing out with his friends at bars every night, or she, right?
Yeah,
Do you think that's what's happening? No, they had to make choices. They had to make mindful choices. But what unfortunately sometimes what happens is that group of friends might say, oh, she's like crazy. She's crazy. She's gone off the deep end. She's doing this business. Well, I did go off the deep end of incredible inspiration and mentors. I'm a Tony Robbins Life Mastery University student. I absolutely that has helped me grow myself and know who I stand for and what I stand for. I stand for serving people. I stand for helping people become better every single day. I am not attached to people joining my business, but I can tell you there are people on their hands and knees today praying for something to come their way. And I just say, if you've got an open mind, if you're coachable and teachable, and you have a slightest bit of entrepreneurial spirit in you, then you can change your life and be the CEO of your own life. And that's what I've been able to do. But it's, why I could do it? Because I could believe in these products, because the science was there. And I've seen incredible testimonies over these years. 9 years, March 28th.
Wow.
That I have been involved with our company. And it's been the most joyful work I have ever done. Isa, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you share a little bit about, you did share a little bit about why, but talk more.
Well, really quickly, I wanted to ask, in response to what you were sharing, Marisa, how did it make you feel, to get into this kind of scary territory and have friends, rejecting that idea that you wanted to pursue this new thing? Did that cause a lot of conflict with, friends and family and things, or were you just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to tune this out?
Well, some conflict. Yes, absolutely. There's some because some of your friends, you want your family and friends to be a part of what you're a part of, not necessarily the business, but the definitely as a customer. And so I didn't, some of my family are involved in the business and as customers. But there were times that I, really felt like, wow, they don't get it because your family and your friends, they love you so much. But
Mhm.
they don't always respect you as a business person because they don't know your potentiality. They know you on a completely different level. But
Mhm.
if I owned a bricks and mortar, that'd be a different story. That it's really a matter of perception. And so
Mhm.
what I had to learn is really learn to go for what my dream was and my belief. And I love the people I hang out with every single day. And I have friends that are not in Life Vantage in my business. I have friends that are not doing the business at all that are still my friends. But I'm also very driven and focused and purposeful with what I do because what I do changes lives on a daily basis. I don't feel like I work. I feel like I live in a flow. I found my flow. So yes, maybe some
Yeah.
people trailed out. Some people got filtered out along the way. And that's okay because friends come and friends go. But your centered friends, your soul friends, they're still there in my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The ones that were in the peripheral anyway, they needed to go. And
Yeah.
and so another thing is that I teach yoga and meditation. So to be a part of that world and this Sattva connection, this Sattva Himalayan, trainings that I have had, that's also it's not everybody's jam that was in my life 15 years ago, but it's my jam today. It's who I am today. I am Marisa. I am living who I am today. This is the real me. This is the me that was waiting to be me when I was 8 years old, walking on the streets of Lexington, Kentucky, figuring out what the hell I was going to do with my life and how can I make a difference in the world. Then I knew I wanted to make a difference in the world, but I also knew I didn't want to be a doctor. I wanted to be about wellness. Even as a child, I wanted to be a pediatrician because I loved helping people. Here I get to help people with wellness, not sickness. And if they are struggling, here's something that I think could help you. Would that be of value to you? Because it's sure as hell been value to me. I'm going to be 60 years old in April. And I think I look pretty darn good. And I feel amazing. I feel better today than I felt 15 years ago.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, and I can so relate to what you're sharing about finally coming into who you are and who you really want to be in your true path. And although, I'm not, in the Life Vantage, like business or community, I so respect the fact that that's your path and and what you and Isa are doing, and that's why I wanted to support and encourage and uplift the path that you're going on, the work that you're doing, and be of some help,
Thank
to sharing your experiences with our listeners. And Isa, I so want to hear about what your knowledge is around how Life Vantage and these products have helped people with skin issues, whatever it is you want to share about that.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. So gosh, it's it's interesting how, as a 50, I'm 52. As a 52-year-old, I look back at my past as well, and how I came up in a health-minded household as well. I grew up with very health-minded parents and whatnot. But I never understood the effect of how my environment and the quality of our water and just toxins, the quality of our food, all of that was something that there are elements that are beyond our control, many of them that affect how we age and our health, just how disease might affect us. And as these some of these issues started to affect me when I was in my early 30s, I remember thinking, I'm doing everything right. I just couldn't believe that I was having some health issues and autoimmune issues and things like that. And so, just pushing on, working in the beauty industry and whatnot. And then, being introduced to these products through Marisa. She was a client of mine, and she came in and she, you know, showed me the skincare, which was brand new at the time. And I carried great organic products at my stores. I loved what we had. I thought they were very result oriented. I'd never heard of NRF2 activation, Amy. And when I did hear about this and I really looked into it, I was blown away by the science of how we're addressing inflammation at a cellular level. And then knowing that working on people's skin, that's the root issue of many of the issues that my clients had, be it acne, inflammation, hyperpigmentation, very big out here in the West, redness or rosacea. And so, after looking into that and knowing that we can change the way that the largest organ of our skin, or the largest organ of our body is our skin, and how it's the first to show aging. And we can change that, how it looks from the outside, by addressing the inside at a deeper level. So it's been life-changing for me. And I personally, Amy, started on these products for my health. As I told you, I knew that I was looking for another way to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I was looking for my next reinvention, because I knew something was coming, and I got into doing yoga retreats, wellness retreats, and aerial yoga. I teach that. But I got on these products for my health. And when I saw the shift in how I felt and how I feel younger now than I did in my 30s, I was just blown away. So it becomes something that you just feel like you are sharing. And we all do that anyway. We all share what we love anyway, whether it be a recipe, a movie, a new smoothie bar in town. And so that's how when I saw that this was a way to just support my health through what is working for me, and then just sharing it with people who are always asking me. My former clientele still will see me in the bank. I saw a woman the other day and she said, "You look amazing. What are you using on your skin?" And so I love that now it's not just about a cream. It's about I'm healthier on the inside. So that's just kind of what I'm seeing here with people. And I'm so happy that there's being that awareness that's being raised.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to ask, what types of herbs are in the I guess NRF2? Okay, so you have it in your hand, Marisa, and people who are listening and not actually watching this, don't know that Marisa is holding the product in her hand, but yeah. So tell me a little bit about like the herbs and things that are in I guess now
Yes, it's
too.
yeah, it's called Protandem NRF2. And I'm just going to say, please don't buy it on Amazon. Our bottles say do not buy on Amazon. Okay. So there's always those people that will, and it really lacks integrity. So to be honest with you, when you hear about something, you go to the source where you hear it, because we are our own business owners. We are independent distributors.
And so people get so you recommend that people contact you directly to get the
absolutely product. Absolutely. Okay. And Isa or myself, and you can find us on it's Marisa Maggio Harrelson. I know that's a hard word to spell, but Marisa and then Maggio, Maggio -Harrelson, or M Harrelson on Instagram. Isa is Isa Dinerman on Facebook, Dinerman, and also is it Isa Dinerman on Isa Dinerman on Instagram. Send us a message or something. But you guys, for those that aren't seeing this, I take one of these every day, and I haven't missed a day in 9 years. And it's you can take all 5 of the plants. I'm going to tell you what they are, and they won't do what one Protandem does. It's the synergy that flips on the NRF2 switch that makes each one of these plants 1,800% more powerful than the sum of its parts. So it's ashwagandha, good for mental clarity, focus, used for centuries in India, and even for infertility. There's bacopa, a white flowering plant that has beautiful antioxidant properties. You could do your research on these plants to know the medicinal values that they provide. There's green tea. We know we love green tea, right? Green tea burns fat, boosts the metabolism. There's turmeric, and it's the curcumin, the active ingredient in turmeric that is for anti-inflammation. And then, what's the next one? Bacopa, ashwagandha, milk thistle, and that is a liver support, right? So all 5 of those plants, wonderful if you take them. But what if you knew of something that was scientifically proven, 40 years of research in this little yellow pill that could flip that switch? Now, when you understand the value of NRF2, just do research on NRF2 in the current situation. Look at glutathione and the current pandemic word, because Protandim NRF2 activates your own glutathione by 300%, as opposed to getting the IV infusions that people pay for, that the synthetics don't work for long. It's temporary. This is activating your own body. You have the miracle body, you guys. We have 33 trillion cells in our body. And we have, I don't even know how many die every single day. So our cells are constantly turning over. So the longer you're on these products, the better you will feel. Sleeping better. Some of the benefits: sleeping better, less inflammation, focus. Even people that have like anxiety, all of a sudden will say, "Oh my gosh, I feel better." Now, I don't know what it'll do for you. We're all mapped genetically different. But I can tell you what it's done for me. It's reduced the oxidative stress 40%, up to 70% with continued use. And knowing that oxidative stress is the root cause of all disease, why would I not include this in my health regimen?
Right.
It's like I wouldn't be brushing my teeth. This is brushing your cells. So
Yeah.
we have that. We have another product, the Protandim NRF1, working on the mitochondria. When you start understanding how important the mitochondria is, we'd be dead. We die of mitochondria dysfunction. We die of the lack of mitochondria, the engine of the cells. So this is actually increasing it's boosting, creating more mitochondria by 70%, 5 natural ingredients. And then the Protandim NAD, people do intermittent fasting to activate these set of genes called sirtuins that really are responsible for cleaning up all the garbage. It's the big garbage truck that comes out and takes out the curbside garbage so that there's no gunking of the cell, right? You go to the dentist every 6 months because you want to get the stuff that your toothpaste and your toothbrush are not getting off, and your dental floss, right? So that's what NAD is responsible for. People will do intermittent fasting to activate that because they know they get clarity, they get more energy. I mean, I'm all hyped up, but not hyped up in the way that I'm jittery. I feel amazing. I have energy. I have energy to be able to do what I need to do for my family and for my business and for helping other people. So NAD is critically important. Without this molecule, you're dead in 30 seconds. When you go research Dr. David Sinclair, Harvard University professor, about NAD, you will see an article in Time magazine, how they talk about the importance of this. We have the only product in the world out there that increases your NAD 100%, that activates your NAD by these sirtuins. We lose those genes, 60% of them, by the time we're 60. I know I haven't. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's our,
You know,
that's our pillar.
I've heard so much from like I've had Ayurvedic teachers and practitioners who have recommended a lot of those herbal remedies, and and so like I definitely I can say that a lot of those herbal remedies, they definitely do work. And uh it's interesting how science and how medical professionals they create a lot of these these I don't know, you call it activator, a lot of other people call them supplements, that are from just natural herbal remedies that come from the earth, that can help to improve our energy. And I definitely have seen that a lot, in both of you. I mean, you're definitely like glowing and look so very youthful, and I can hardly believe that you're, like 60 and 50, 55. I mean, I don't know.
Yet.
Yeah. It's like, it's so amazing, and a lot of people, they will say to me, like, wow, I can't believe you're 42.
You're beautiful.
And I think a lot of it is in how we tap into those natural herbal kind of, remedies, that, it's just tapping into what comes from the earth naturally. And so that, and then also meditation, and and allowing ourselves to just sort of like just
Breathe.
breathe and connect to what is,
Part of my daily wellness is, it's a non-negotiable, is waking up and meditating. And right over there now, I have two altars. I have one in right before you go in my bedroom. I have one in this room where I am right now. And this family room has turned into my office and my studio space and my meditation space. And so I do breath work, and then I do meditation. I get quiet, because we have to give to ourselves before we can give to other people. So many people wake up and the first thing they do is they look at this. Mine goes on airport mode at night, and it doesn't come off usually. Usually, I'm not perfect, but usually it doesn't come off until I have done my meditation. I have to give myself that gift. It's a gift of love. Self-care is everything. And if you're not doing that, you're cheating yourself. And so we have to, this world needs people to step up and be leaders. Be leaders of the flipping world and stop just going. We need to be, and I don't want to sound woo woo, light, bring light to the world. The world is in a very dark place, but at the same time, it's a beautiful place to transition, to really share who you are. Like, step up and feel it, and create. Create your greatness that you've been waiting. Like so many of us have waited. I waited till most of my life to really do what I wanted. I was doing things, but I was on the hamster wheel like everybody else. I was just doing because to survive, right? But I'll tell you, getting quiet is really when you start hearing things. So, you know, I love sharing all of this. And I hope I'm inspiring somebody today. I hope Isa and I are able to connect with someone out there that's looking for a different way.
I believe that, like, that when people are ready to make changes in their life, then they do. And something that, you had just said, like, about people needing to be light bringers. Yeah, I believe that we're all doing the best we can,
Mm-hmm.
and that when we're ready to make certain changes in our life, when we're ready to take certain actions, then we do, you know and I, like, as a mother myself, like, I see, like I can see that kind of struggle that other mothers have, and that children have too. Like, I have so much love and compassion for my daughter, you know for like um sharing it, I mean, in essence, really, our children, they they share us with the rest of the world, and I mean, I'm so grateful that that my daughter can that she allows for that to happen, because a lot of times people, they just think like, oh, of course a child is supposed to just let their parents, like their parents should be able to just do whatever. I mean, my thought is that I mean, because I waited a long time to become a mother too. And
Oh, cool.
it is such, yeah, I mean, I had my daughter when I was 37. It is such a privilege to be my daughter's mother, you know? I mean, it's one of the things that I wanted so much was to, to have my daughter, I mean, for probably like 10 years of my life, I dreamed her, and and I'm so grateful that I can do the things that I've done with, raising her as a single mother too, you know. Um,
That's
uh, yeah, like, so when I see Isa, when I see you and your daughter, like I've been there. Like I've definitely I've been there, and I appreciate the time that you're giving to us and that your daughter is giving to us also, and having you be here with us. So thank you, both of you.
Yeah. And this is the thing. This business has allowed Isa to live her life at
Mm,
home, to be a full-time caregiver to her mother who's in
mm,
hospice care, living at their house, and raise her daughter, be the wife that she is, and build this global business all from her home because of technology, and also because we have a system for success. And it's hard. It being single mom, being a mom, it's a lot, but it's also the most rewarding thing we can be doing. So I don't know, Isa, if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yes, I was just plugging in there. Absolutely, Marisa, just tagging on to what you said, and you as well, Amy, about choices. This is about us having options and choices, and not feeling like we have to put our dreams on hold as we are at home with our children and raising our little ones. And because if we are passionate about something, we can fit it in the nooks and crannies, like I know we all do, and just teach other people to teach and inspire others, not selling, not educating, but just inspiring people in some way. So I feel like that's what we're all doing here today.
I had someone over here yesterday, a couple people over at different times, helping them getting started in this business. And one of them texted me afterwards and said, "Thanks for coaching me today. It really makes a difference. Every time we meet, I feel stronger."
Wow, that, I mean, it feels good to make a difference in a person's life. I wanted to ask you, Marisa, about, and, Isa, if you have had this kind of experience before. Something you said earlier was that, that you grew up with always feeling like you didn't have enough, and now you have all that kind of financial security. you know um I'm curious because I've experienced this in my life, as well, because I came from from a family that was always struggling financially, and I have felt more financial security now in in this time period in my life, um definitely than I did when I was younger. And definitely I I understand, I know more about finances. I'm more knowledgeable about financial, security and all these things. Um, does it feel like, so, I mean, is it difficult sometimes to remember that you have that kind of financial security? Like, do you sometimes feel like, oh, I can't afford to do this or buy this, like you have to kind of remind yourself that you're okay now? Like, has that happened to you ever?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm in the second tier of what we call our elite ranks in the company. And Issa's like a rising rock star in this company. She is elite around the corner. So she's definitely, and this takes time. This is an asset-based business. This isn't network marketing. This is network marketing, guys. And I love it. And I knew nothing about it. And most people who judge it have no clue what they're talking about. They have no clue. And so I never forget my roots and where I came from. And I also know I still have to be fiscally responsible. I have 2 children. One we're paying full tuition for, but yes, knowing that I have leveraged income that works while I sleep, that I take part in global revenue sharing now because of where I am in my company. So any customer that buys this product throughout the world, I get a little piece of, yes. But I've worked my butt off, and I worked several years for not a lot of money. And that's where people they don't understand this business. Yes, it takes time to build, but time is happening with or without an opportunity in our life. So yes, I am very grateful every single morning. I don't get out of bed without breathing in at least 10 gratitudes. And this business is huge. It's part of it. It has helped me grow and get rid of certain things. It's been able to mental things. It's helped me be the mom that I want to be able to provide things for our children that maybe we couldn't have provided, to be able to say, guess what? We just got invited to the Galapagos Islands for my 60th birthday on a yacht with 16 couples. And guess what? We bought the flight last night. I mean,
congratulations. That's really exciting.
yeah, it's exciting, but it's a big investment, and I'm a little nervous about it, to be honest with you. So I know I still have to be very careful, but it's also a trip of a lifetime. And look where I am in my life. I'm healthy, and it's a milestone birthday. So why not do something incredible like that? And the fact that my late mother-in-law went there years ago, my husband he's the one who said yes when we were invited by another couple. And he's the one that's like, yeah, we're going to make this work. And I looked at him because he's the one who had to buy in. And, knowing the stress that has come off of him since I started this business, he's like, well, if she can just help pay the note on the house, that'll be great. Well, trust me, it's a lot better than that. And I want that for others, because in this business, you're only as successful as the people that you helped. What other business do you know out there where people are really lifting you up like this and helping you? Yes, we are about personal growth. Personal growth I've always been into, but I didn't get paid for it. Now I can get paid for it. I can reinvest in my coaching, reinvest in other people out there that I know need to help me grow to get to another leader position so that I can help even more and more people. I'm constantly growing. So if we're not growing, we're dying. I found my platform that works for me. This isn't for everybody. I get that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, go on. Isa, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I love that. And I think that Marisa just tied it in that this is about personal growth. This is a personal growth wrapped up with a beautiful bow. And we all find things that resonate with us. And, one thing that I have learned through this is creating, first of all, developing a practice of gratitude, and just knowing that there is more, the law of attraction, and what is out there that is already ours. That's where the growth comes. But something that really impacted me that I had heard this year was developing a mindset not of servicing debt, but of creating wealth. And that doesn't mean dollars, or a high bank balance. It can mean wealth of many things. It can mean appreciation for the roof over your head and the clothes on your back and the fact that we have water, that we can drink. But many of us are brought up in a mentality of just, you work and that paycheck goes right to pay this. We're already, we're not in the present moment, because we're already thinking about where that money's all going to go and it's going to be gone. Right. And so really just having a mindset of creating wealth, abundance in your mind, and it eventually does translate into your life. I feel it. I feel a shift for sure. Not so much scarcity. I had a fear-based mindset as well, up until, and I still struggle with it a bit, because I grew up in a household where
Yeah, the reason why I asked you, Marisa and Isa, is because, another point that We Connect podcast like I try to make on this podcast, and it's something that is a very important principle for me in, the company that I've started, Mood Connect, is to allow ourselves to feel in a more honest way, and to communicate those feelings in a more honest way, because I think that more people can connect to that honesty and authenticity. We so often we put on this brave face, and say, oh, I used to struggle with mental health issues. And it's like, well, you know what? It's okay to say that you struggle with mental health issues yesterday, like it's okay to say that, because I think that far more people in the world can relate to that. And then when far more people in the world can relate to that, then you are connecting with more people. And then, then you're able to reach more people and help them, really, but when you're like, oh, that's not something that I deal with anymore, it's like, well, then, then you're dealing with a vast population of people who are like, well, okay, how can I get to that place? Or like, like that just seems like such a faraway foreign fairy tale that I probably can never even attain, or a person will be like, well, I did what that person did, and it didn't happen, and the results didn't turn out for me that way. And it's like, if we're the more and more we are like connecting with each other in an honest, authentic kind of way, which I feel that you both have today, like the more that people will, trust and believe in what we are saying, because it is coming from that honest and authentic place, of saying like, yeah, I still sometimes have to catch myself thinking, oh, I can't afford to, buy that thing for my kid's birthday, like, it's like, you know what? Yes, you can help, like give to your children, or you can, like, pay for your child's education, and you're not going to suffer in the same way that maybe you did when you were a child growing up, that we are held and taken care of. And, but that it's still a challenge to call that into our beliefs and our thoughts. So yeah, I mean, that's really kind of the place that I was coming from. But Isa, you wanted to share something?
Yeah, I love that, Amy. And I just wanted to add that, it's often when we feel, that sense of lack, it's so often, I know for me personally, it's something else. It's, well, what am I feeling? I know I'm grieving, pre-grieving the loss of my mom. And, it's often something that's something else. And so that's why it's so important to have platforms like you have with Mood Connect and with meditation like Marisa has, and just wellness platforms, so that we can all know that, hold on a second, let me question, where's that thought coming from? Because often most of us, thank goodness, have more than what we need for our basic needs.
Yeah.
So often it comes to like coming back to love.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we have just a couple more minutes left, their time together. I wanted to thank you again so much, Marisa and Isa, for, sharing your stories and your experiences and what you found to work and help you and so many other people in your community to grow and thrive, and and just continue to build up each other. It's so beautiful. And Marisa, I'm going to reach out to you, and see if we can, if We Connect can help our listeners to connect with life, with your products, with Life Vantage, and see if there's like any kind of specials or discounts or anything like that that can be offered to listeners.
Absolutely.
A way to you know,
Absolutely.
to help to, you know, lead more people to your path, you know, which is
Absolutely.
what I do for all of the listeners who are, you know, entrepreneurs on We Connect. So
Bottom line, it is not about my sale. It is about changing a life. And I promise you, if you have anybody interested that wants to talk with us, we will definitely make sure it is worth their while. I also want to share, I have a new website. It's a really one page. It's my landing page. You can get a hold of me, and I need to promote it. InspireMyChange.com. Isa has a website as well. InspireMyChange.com. That way you can find me as well.
awesome.
That might be
You know
easier.
what? We're gonna definitely have the link, all of your links and all of your contact information in our show notes for
Perfect.
our show today. So you're not gonna have to worry about anybody having to write anything down. So listeners, it'll all be in our show notes. So never fear about that, for sure.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, thanks so much again. That's all the time we have for today. Actually, I'm so sorry. But Marisa, I am going to be reaching out to you later today. And Isa, it's been such a joy to see you and your beautiful daughter. And Marisa, such a joy to see you and your beautiful glowing, shining faces. Oh my gosh. I mean,
Thank you, Amy. It's just been
thank
a
you.
joy. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for talking. This is the type of talking I love. It's heart and soul. We're all human beings that have vulnerabilities and ways we're trying to get through them. So,
Yes. Thank you so much, Amy.
Namaste.
Namaste.
namaste.